What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Playmaker Way with the playbook, and y'all read the title, man. Top 3 things you need to look for before entering any trade. Now, this is your first time clicking the channel. Welcome. I do appreciate you giving the channel a chance. Make sure to hit that bell and sub button though, because we don't just drop informational videos like this, but we also drop trade breakdowns as well as live trade Monday through Friday. Every day, London session, 3 a.m. EST. Also have a free signal room, free Telegram, first link in the description. See how we've done this week and this month so far. Make sure to check that out, and let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing you want to do is, before you go on any chart, you need to identify the trend. All right, you need to identify the trend. Now, the main reason why you want to identify the trend is pretty simple, because we do not control the markets. We're simply a leaf in the current, simply a surfer on the ocean looking for a wave. So it's our job to determine which direction the current is going. That way we have a higher chance of price going our way. Now, if you're ever confused on how to identify the trend, I do have a video that's about to pop up right now titled How to Identify the Trend. In this video, I don't just go over how to identify a trend, but I also show you a live example of the key signs to look for when a trend is about to change. So if we look at price right here, we can see that price has been bullish since September of last year, and the pair I'm using for example is Jer 30. All right, so we can clearly see that it's been bullish for a while. So if price is bullish, I'm only going to look for buys. If everything's showing me buys, I'm only going to look for buys. If everything's showing me sells, I'm only going to look for sells. So like right here, this is when price was bearish. So at this point, I was only going for sells. Okay, only going for sells when price is bearish. Then when price became bullish, I'm only going for buys. And I've actually been calling buys on this pair for a while. And then as you can see, when the uptrend began, I was calling all these buys all the way up and riding this entire wave up. All right. Now, that's the first thing. The second thing you need to look for is to identify the key price levels. Know where you're going to enter and exit a trade. And as you can see here, by these blue lines, you can clearly see how price is repeatedly treating these levels as a support or resistance level. You can clearly see that here, how price is bouncing and respecting these levels. Let me zoom in a little bit, and just to show you a little bit better, so we can clearly see here how price was treating this level as a support, turned to resistance, then it turned from support to resistance, then broke back above, turned to support, right? Now we're about to see how price reacts to this next level here. Look at that, broke above it, treating as resistance, caught a nice sell here, good amount of pips. You see how it's treating as resistance again. So then you also see how price is treating this now from resistance to support level. And you see how we caught a great buy here, 1 to 4 risk to reward. Then you see how I was treating this from resistance to support. And now you're able to see how it reacts to this here when it hits it. She broke back down, treat this as a support level, bounced off, treating this as a support level as soon as it broke through, treating this as a support level, right? Look at this excellent buy we called. Boom. So basically you need to identify key price levels. Okay, now if you don't know how to identify key price levels, I do have a video breaking that down as well, and also I go over it with the members as well as in my course. Links in the description if you're interested in that. All right, so after you identify the key price levels, the main reason why you want to enter out these key price levels is let's just do this, right? Let's do this. Now let's zoom out. Now let's talk about this blue level right here. This is all the way in November 2017. Let's go back to the right. Look at price treating the same level as resistance support level in 2020. So that's 3 years later. 2020 in September. 2021. 2022. September 2022. So literally since 2017, if we keep scrolling, we'll probably see it more, but literally for over 5 years, price has been reacting to these same levels and treating as support or resistance level. So this is an example of a key price level. You want to trade off these key price levels because as you can see, when price hits this level, look at this huge rejection down, right? Or when price broke above this level, huge shot up, right? Same thing here, huge support level, rejection down, support level, support level. So you want to trade off these levels. That way it helps you give you that push and that momentum for the trade to go your way. All right, so the first rule is to identify the trend and direction of price. And I recommend being on a bigger time frame to do that. Second step is to identify the key price levels. Now, once you identify the key price levels, now you want to identify proper risk to reward. All right, and what is a risk to reward? So whatever the risk to reward is, because again, we do not control the market. So we're going to make sure that we're trading out these key price levels and going with the direction trend of price. That way we have a higher chance of price going our way. But also we want to make sure the setup is worth even risking our money and entering. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is, if you're risking your money, you want to at least make double minimum what you're risking. That way it's worth the trade. Okay, so a good example here, this trade right here, this was a 1 to 2 risk reward. That means if I was risking, let me zoom in so y'all can see. This trade right here was a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So that means if I was risking $50, I made 100. If I was risking 100, I made $200. This trade was a 1 to 4 risk to reward. So that means if I was risking $50, I made 200. If I was risking 100, I made 400. This trade right here, 1 to 3 risk to reward, risking $50 made 150. Risking 100 made 300. This trade right here, 1 to 3 risk to reward, same thing, right? So most of my trades are 1 to 2 minimum, 1 to 3, if not higher. We've also had some trades that were 1 to 5s before and things like that. So you want to make sure that what you're risking, you're at least going to be making at least double that. That way is even worth entering the trade. And then the bonus tip, you need to calculate your lot size. That way you're risking the same percentage consistently each trade, no matter what the stop loss is. If y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down any suggestions down below. Make sure to hit that bell so you're notified next time I go live. If you want to contact me directly, make sure to follow me and hit me up on Instagram. See it on the bottom of your screen at playmaker_way. Same spelling as the YouTube. Make sure to follow me on TikTok as well. Peace.